So, attempt number 2. I am just going to test out and see if that is actually live in the group. So let me know. Close unused applications. Your live streamers experience performance issues. Try closing any other applications. Wow, it's doing it here as well. So I'm just going to quickly check to see if we are live and see how the stream is working. Let's check the sound. So I'm just going to quickly check to see if we are live and see how the stream. So it's looking like it's less jolty. So I'm hoping that's working better. I've turned YouTube off, so what I'll do is probably download this and post it to YouTube afterwards. I'm just going to check. That one looks fine. So today, you know, I just tried doing this with OBS and running it through YouTube, but I made the decision. I'm just going to try and change the angle of that. I basically want the top of the whiteboard in. And today it's very impromptu. If you saw my live yesterday, I realised that there's many things you do when you're running a business that work, and for whatever reason you either stop doing them or you forget to do them, and you just don't sort of recognise that they were the thing that was making a nice piece of success. So I was doing another Groove video yesterday, and I've done 2 videos prior for my YouTube channel, how to set up a webinar, an automated webinar in Webinar Jam, which is very close to being finished. Not Webinar Jam, sorry, Groove Webinar. And also then I did the second one, how to create a webinar funnel inside of GroovePages. There's obviously some webinar funnels. Many people didn't even know there was a webinar tab. And then it made me think of recording another one where I showed how on my recent crypto launch I integrated Webinar Jam with GroovePages. So I did another video yesterday that my team are editing right now. But it made me think of the Whiteboard webinar. And if you have ever thought about creating your own digital course or product or getting the knowledge out of your head and serving other people, then there's a lot of things to think about. There's, you know, building a website, building a funnel, building the membership area, you know, doing all the training, all the videos, all the editing, then getting traffic, and all these huge amount of things that probably stop you in your tracks, okay, and make you procrastinate. And some of my students from the challenges and from my mastermind, I hear it all the time. I think one person said they've been, you know, thinking about doing a course for about 10 years. And, you know, I understand. I was one of those that did all of the work and effort and never sold a course in my early days. So the Whiteboard webinar method it's a way to test what you think is a good offer and what you think people need and a solution for something. And it saves you making the mistake that I made of spending 3 months recording, editing, trying to build a membership area. And this is like, we're talking 15 years ago. This is before things like Groove existed, trying to figure out how to get it in front of people, and many other things, okay? So I want to show you what I then learned, that doing this, and I'm going to go through the structure of it, and then I'm going to kind of do it behind me. You can see I've thrown my whiteboard in behind me here, which is going up on the wall over there in my studio. It's just not, as any of you know, I've moved into a new villa and the studio isn't quite done yet. So the Whiteboard webinar is something that you can get prepped in 2, 3, 4 hours. I thought about this yesterday. I scheduled the Facebook Live, and I've literally put some notes. So you'll see me coming back to my screen over here, just going through some notes explaining what this is. And then I'm going to do like a delivery of a maybe 20, 30 minute Whiteboard webinar. Okay. And if you can do this and do it in a group where you've got people who are already engaged in what you're talking about, and you make sales, then brilliant. You can then go away and create the membership area and record all the videos, and they're obviously going to get a discounted price because you're doing this as a beta offer. Okay, if you make no sales and you've got a decent amount of people who are going to be watching it, then there's a good chance that you've just saved yourself a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months building, designing, recording, and putting it all together, when actually there is no one who wants this product. Okay, so where are we? And by the way, this is a great way to get feedback instantly from your potential client. And if you haven't already got a Facebook group or a Facebook page where you're inviting those kind of people into it and then training them on some other areas and showing them your expertise, then you need to start that right now. And this is obviously a win-win for you and the customer, because if you do a whiteboard webinar and you get, let's say, 5, 6, 7 people buy, they get a massively discounted price because they're coming in as a beta. They're going to be giving you feedback. They're going to be telling you what's right, what's wrong in the members area, so you can make it as good as you can for the future full price clients. You only build out a digital product package, members area, etc. after you've been paid. There's no need to build a website. There's no need to build a sales funnel. There's no need to build out the membership area. There's no need to record all of the modules, the lessons, the training. As long as you know what you're going to be delivering and you know you've got the expertise for it, this is an absolute win-win for both. Okay, and I really want to stress that. You could, after watching this, you could piece together on a sheet of paper, here's what I could give people for an offer. Okay, here's the problems. Here's what I'm going to talk to them about on the webinar. So all you're doing is taking away all the bells and whistles of an actual webinar, like Webinar Jam. It's great. It's got all the added things that you can do in there. But what you're going to do is you're just going to deliver the webinar without all the slides on a whiteboard. You're going to doodle down some stuff. You're going to write down some of the things you're going to be covering in the training. You're going to give them some content and some knowledge anyway. And then you're going to give them the offer and the stack. And then you're just going to go, here's the link, and write out the link on the board. And if you get people who buy, then you know that this can then scale. Okay. So it's very raw, it's stripped back, and it will validate whether your course idea is something that you should run with, and then maybe look at employing someone to build a funnel and build all the other stuff, or do it yourself and take the time and effort, etc., etc. There's always two ways you're going to pay. It's either time or it's money. And one of my masterminders recently on one of our mastermind calls, she kind of had an epiphany. Hey Janice, sorry, I didn't even notice you were there. Streaming interruptions still. Yeah, it seems like it's a little bit better. So keep me informed of how it's going. There's not a lot I can do about it, unfortunately. The internet speed is slow here in Spain today. Okay, so all you need to do this is some preparation on what the offer could be. Okay, what kind of things you're going to include inside the offer, a price for the offer, and then maybe a 50% off because they're going to be beta people. Hey Pauline, how are you? Good to see you girls. Sorry, I got distracted. I was talking about one of my masterminders, talking about the time and the money. And she's been for months and months and months trying to build things out in Groove and trying to get everything done, and it's not connecting. And she kind of had an epiphany where she just went, Rob, can you just help me build it and I'll pay you? And that's what we're doing. She probably spent 6 months trying to build it herself, and now over the next 2 or 3 weeks we'll get it built and live for her, and she can start earning money straight away. So you've always got to weigh things up. If you've got the income currently and you haven't got the time to spend building funnels, membership areas and all the other stuff, just pay someone to do it. If it's not your expertise, pay someone. I pay a gardener and a pool man. I don't go out there and try and figure out all the chlorine and this and that and going and that's not what I'm good at. I can earn more money sitting here on my computer working and building funnels and doing challenges and stuff like that. That's my expertise. So pay someone else to do what they're good at. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. So all you need is an offer. Okay. And you're going to detail down what kind of things you're going to give someone at the end of the webinar. And you need a whiteboard. Now, you can see here, I think this one possibly might be too small, but you could still get away with this. I'm being absolutely serious. I could write things out on the board and I could hold it close so you can see. Look, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to eliminate any procrastination, because there's people who will be watching this on the replay, and for those who do manage to get on live, the engagement in the group is rubbish at the moment. Facebook is just killing anything I post in here. It gets 0 views. It's dreadful. But any single one of you who are watching this could, let's say in 24 hours, create a webinar, a whiteboard webinar, with your notes of what you're going to cover. And I've got my notes over here, so I'm going to kind of talk to you about this first, and then I'll kind of go, right, this is me, this is how I would start. And I'll kind of do it as I'm doing it live, and I'll try and do it live. Haven't done one for about a year. I used to love doing these, and I used to be very good at them, but I've kind of thrown together today what I think would work. So we'll see how it goes. So you could get away with using a very, very small whiteboard. I think this probably, I can't see where you are. This size is probably perfect. I would prefer this to be on a wall or something so you can use it, but it doesn't have to be. But I'm going to use the larger one just because it gives me more scope to, so I'm going to move that one out of the way around the side of the desk. It gives me more scope to put stuff on the board and try and make it larger. And I'm hoping you guys can see that. You can see that the top of the whiteboard is there. So let me switch over to my notes. So yeah, let me know in the chat if that makes sense of what we're going to be doing on your whiteboard webinar. Okay, so it's a cut down version, a 20, 30, 40 minute cut down version of you talking to your potential client in a group or a page that you've created where you've got 100, 200, 300, 400, thousands of people in there, and then you're going to talk them through the things that you would do on a webinar, but you're going to draw lots of stuff on the whiteboard. And as I say, I haven't put much effort into prepping this, so I don't expect this to be phenomenal, but we will give it a go. So does that make sense to the two of you who are on live? I'll give you a second and I'll have a drink, and you can, if you're answering, please let me know how the stream is. Yes, perfect. So what I'm going to do, just because it made things much easier for me to prep for this, I only had 24 hours, I'm going to use, I did a crypto bot webinar 2.5, 3 weeks ago. I kind of did the same where myself and my best friend Robin, we've got a crypto bot software, and I just threw together, I probably had like 3 or 4 slides. Most of it was ad-libbed, most of it was just off notes. So I'm going to use that. I've created some new notes because when I'm doing a webinar, I can see my screen and I'm sat here, whereas I'm conscious that I'm going to be stood up here, and I've got some notes down here just to try and help me. So for stream is good, perfect. So for Pauline and Janice, you're on live. This is what you could do in your own group tomorrow, 24 hours, 48 hours, and just with some notes, a black marker or a red marker or blue marker, a whiteboard, you could put together a little webinar, whiteboard webinar, and pitch this to your potential clients, and they'll give you instant feedback of what you know, whether or not the offer you've got is worth them buying. So I'm going to kind of go into delivery mode. Now I've kind of explained everything. Unless there's any other questions, let me know if there's any other questions before I kind of go into how I would start. And I'd start pretty much like every other webinar. I've got the notes there. I'd do a little intro. Hey, Rob Murray here, and welcome to this training. And on today's training, I'm going to talk to you about X, Y, Z. Okay, and then I'm going to go through some other things like distractions, turn your phones off, and so you're kind of going to run it exactly like you would run any other webinar. If you've never done a webinar before, then just watch many other people's webinars and take notes. It's kind of all I've done over the last 10, 15 years is I watch webinars like daily. I hack everything, and I'm always watching what are other people doing, And the webinar that we ran, myself and Robin, 2 or 3 weeks ago, it was very unscripted, it was very raw, and actually the feedback was amazing. It wasn't a highly polished, if you keep hearing that bleep, and that's my bot actually buying or selling, that was a sell order. It's like automatically trading all the time, 24 hours a day. And that's what we're going to talk about in a moment. So, yeah, I don't see any questions. So I'm going to kind of go into my delivery mode, and let's time it actually. Let me put my timer on my phone because I want to see how long. It used to take me 30-40 minutes because I haven't prepped much and because I haven't got any real idea. It's going to be intriguing to see. So I'm going to stick the timer, the stopwatch. So there's no other questions, so I'm going to just kind of turn that on and we're going to get going. Hey guys, and welcome to this whiteboard training. And what I want you to do first things first is turn off all other distractions. Turn off your mobile. Tell the kids to go and watch a film. Tell the wife to stay out of the way. You're going to be here for between 30 and 40 minutes, and I want to kind of go through and show you everything that I'm doing right now with a crypto bot. Myself and my best friend Robin, we've been running this bot now for a long while, and we want to give you the biggest opportunity that you're going to probably see in a long while. So if you've got questions, you are free to pop them in the chat, but I will answer all the questions at the end. So I think the biggest thing for me, and I'm going to cover some stuff on the whiteboard in a bit, but the biggest thing for me with this crypto trading bot, and I'll tell you the story about how it came about and how we've got into crypto and things like that in a moment, but I think the biggest thing for me is that 97% of people right now fail online. Okay, it's just the facts, the stats, call it what you will, that if there's 100 of you, if there was 100 of you watching it right now, 97 of you will make $0 online, like zero. Not 97%, sorry, 3% will make it a decent income, just 97% will not make anything. What I love about our crypto trading bot is you don't have to create funnels or websites or be a coder or no copywriting or do Facebook ads or create social media or do videos. I know there's lots of people are fearful of doing videos or social media, or you don't have to study the markets, you don't have to know anything about crypto, you don't have to be techie. You literally within 24 hours can set the bot up, set it running, set the profit parameters, and away you go. And you can leave it to it. And as I say, it's probably, I've been earning money online for 15, 16 years, but this is by far the most exciting thing I've actually got involved with. I build funnels, I do challenges, and this excites me more than anything. So the other thing, obviously I don't have a board or anything, that's my bot selling again. The market must be going up. Every time it sells, I make money, and I make money whether it goes up or down. And I can't control that, by the way, whether it's bleeping or not. That's just whatever the market is doing. I will not be giving you any investment advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I just want to be very, very clear about that. I'm just going to be showing you what myself and Robin are doing and been doing for quite a while and what's working for us. And if that engages with you, then at the end you can, obviously I'll be telling you how you can get involved with us. We are still in early phases of beta testing. We've tested it ourselves, but now we're getting other people involved and showing them how to do it. And every single one of those people at the moment has made a profit every single day, which is just phenomenal. Some of these people have been trying to make money online for up to 20 years, okay? And I think I checked with Robin yesterday, it was 220 something days that he'd been running the bot himself. He started testing it way before I did. 200 and something days, I don't have the exact number because I put it into a post, that it's been making profit every single day. It hasn't had a losing day. It's just unbelievable. And this is potentially something that could change your life. So what I want to do, I'm going to jump on the whiteboard. I want to quickly just go through and show you, if I move that chair out the way a little bit, and I'm going to kind of get a gauge of where you can see very well. I'm going to go through, let me just see, put a line and just a little gauge of where that is. Now the next question is going to be, are you going to be able to see? So let me know in the chat if you can see what I'm writing here. If needs be, I might have to close the office window. Can you see the text on the screen? This one over here is a little bit laggy. Oh no, no, Janice, you are right. That one over there is lagging. So at the moment, I've got a frozen screen over here on Facebook. I'm just going to refresh. I'm just going to refresh that window. Just to refresh, Janice, if you can hear me, just to refresh the window you're watching it through. Yeah, that worked for me, just refreshing it. So if it does lag and it does get stuck like it seemed to there, just refresh the window and it should be okay. So it's looking like you can see that okay. September profits, right? And let me know that you've all been able to refresh and you've caught up. And what I'll do is I'll start writing these things out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and write them as big as I can just so you can see. So this is these are Robin's stats that he sent over to me this morning. Turnover through his bot, and this is just for the month of September. It's $10,251,144. Okay, because we're trading BTC to USD, and his profit in that time period was, that screen's just in the wrong place, it should be there. Again, impromptu, nothing I can do about it. 21,774. Let me know if that's showing up okay. Seems like it's visible enough. It's not perfectly straight, but we will continue. So, the trades, how many trades did the bot make? Trades was 5,301. Now, if we just put that into context just for a second, if you just have a moment to think about if you had to sit there across 30 days and do 5,301 trades, how much time that would take up. And I know because I'll cover it in a moment how me and Robin got into it, but we were day trading for about a year. And you know, I had my laptop on the side, I was working here, and I would try and spot the little, a bit far from my eyes, is it? If you're on a mobile, it possibly could be, but I'm reading the numbers out, and I'm hoping you should be able to see them. But yeah, you can only imagine how much time it takes to do 5,000 trades. Now, the second part is that you've got to go to bed. Okay, you've got to sleep at some point. With the automated bot, it trades through the night. Most mornings, I wake and I hear the bot bleeping because it's buying or selling. And it's kind of a lovely sound. I leave it on because I enjoy that sound. It means I'm making money. So it's kind of cool. So let me move that out of the way again. The month return. So I'm going to get a bit lower. And this, the percentage is 5.42. So 5.42% profit on his investment, and he's calculated his annual run percentage, and I'll cover that in a moment. And this is just, by the way, from July the 14th when he started documenting. Yes, I keep seeing freezes. Is, oh my God, why is that doing it? So bad. Is 51.31%. So, I just just want to elaborate on that again. So let me just go through the figures. I've got them here, so I don't really need to point them, but I'm going to move out of the way so you can see them. I keep getting a freezing over there. Shocking. So turnover. So 10,251,000, and that just means how many trades. You don't have to worry about that part. The profit, 21,774. Obviously, Robin has a much bigger bank than most of us would have, but Robin started with I think 50,000 when he started with the trading bot. He's now up to about 250. Trades 5,300, as I said. To try and physically do those trades over a 24-hour period over a month is it's nigh on impossible. You just couldn't do that. Even if you weren't sleeping, you'd miss some. And month return 5.41%. And let's just think about that for a moment. Think about your bank. Let me know in the chat, what interest rate do you get with sitting money in a bank account right now? I don't have a savings account. I wouldn't ever have one. I just don't believe in them. They're just absolute trash. So let me know in the chat what kind of interest rate you get. I have no idea. I'm guessing then most of them are kind of below 3%. I don't know. I'll wait for you to let me know in the chat. And then the annual run percentage, what we're doing right now and what people are copying us, and as I said, we don't give financial advice, we're just showing people what we're doing in there. Other people are modeling it, is we are then compounding our profits. And I think it was Einstein who said that compounding is like the eighth wonder of the world. And it really is. When you start working out compound interest, it will blow your mind. And if you think about this just for a moment, that 51.31% annual run, okay, it's just made a buy, is based from July the 14th when Robin started logging everything. He's been running the bot since February, and he wasn't tracking it and running it in. But now he's tracking it. So can you even imagine? That's not really, where are we? July, August, September. So it's like 2.5 months. Can you even comprehend what percentage that will be if we keep compounding, or he keeps compounding across the year by the end of the year? It blows my mind. Let me know in the chat what interest you get on your savings accounts, guys. Because like I say, I don't have a savings account. I'm not interested in it. It just doesn't appeal to me. And I'm just going to scroll down a little bit over here. And any questions on those numbers, please fire in. There's a few of you on live now, and I didn't anticipate there would be, but ask any questions on that. As I said, Robin has a larger bank now. He started off with $50,000. He's now up to $250,000. And let me talk to you a little bit about how myself and Robin kind of got started. Robin is my best friend. We were best men at each other's weddings. I talked about this on the webinar. Our webinar speeches at each other's weddings were appalling. We were both really drunk, and let's talk less about that. But myself and Robin started trading probably 1.5 years ago, the crypto markets. I'd been involved with crypto. I'd bought some crypto and just forgotten about it. And so about 1 year ago, he mentioned to me that he was doing this little stoplight profit, as he called it. He was watching to see a couple of bars drop down on the 5-minute chart in red, and then he'd buy there, and then in red, and then he'd sell a little bit higher. So like I say, I had my chart open on, so I started following it. I had maybe $1,000, and I started trying to watch it. And obviously, I'm working away, I'm building a funnel, and then every now and then I might forget that I've not turned for 10 minutes, and I'll look and go, oh shit, I've just missed a big drop where I could have bought, and then I could have sold. And so you can understand that there are problems with that. And I was making maybe $10 a week, maybe $20 a week, depending on how many times I kind of got into it. And we carried on doing that. It was really good. And obviously he was had a bigger bank, but same problems. He was missing trades, couldn't trade overnight. And then he talked about, he's got a big company in the UK, a big traditional business. I'm getting no chat to you at all now. Just let me know in the chat that you can hear and see me, and just make a comment just so I can check that there's still chat coming in. And he's got an arm of his business where it's digital, and he spoke to his team and said, look, I want to build a bot that does what I'm trying to do. And the little methodology that he had taught me. Oh, perfect, Janice. I think the current interest rate is 0.1%. 0.1%. Now, I'm not even going to try and do the maths on that about like the percentage increase and blah, 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 and 0.1% to 5.42 in 1 month. What would you prefer? It's kind of night and day. It's just bought again. So Robin's team then put this together, and Robin started testing it back in February, and the results were pretty freaking awesome. So this was really only ever designed for me and him and any friends and family. So I got involved and started testing it myself. Worked really, really well, and we allowed other friends and family to use the bot and to kind of be early beta testers. And at that point, we kind of started realizing that this really, really works, and it does. Every single day it makes profit. The only time it doesn't make profit is if it goes out the top of my grid or out the bottom of my grid. I don't lose anything, I just don't make anything for that time that it's out there. But again, don't worry about all of those kind of things. In the training, we kind of show you how to set all of those things up. Now, I was going to try and draw the stock flow indicator chart, but I kind of just realized that, let me try and find it. If I was on the webinar, I'd be showing you it now. And the stock flow indicator chart was created by a guy, I always forget his name, but he basically drew a graph of where he thought Bitcoin would go over the next, I'm just going to open it up and see if I can find it. It might be on my, bear with me. Good time to ask any questions. If I can't find it in like literally 5 seconds, I'll move on, because it's supposed to be a whiteboard webinar and I don't really, again, I didn't have it prepped. So you know what, it's my fault. So I'm going to just get rid of that. And again, you can tell my whiteboard is not secured because it's wobbling all over the place. Just hope it does not collapse. So the graph kind of showed like this, and the gentleman that if you're watching this, many people will know the name. He kind of showed that over the first certain amount of years, it would do this, and then it would come down, it would do this, and it would come down, and it kind of, this was his drawing of. In fact, no, tell a lie. He drew the graph a bit more like this. Yeah. This was his line, and he drew this when Bitcoin was over here at 0. All right, hoping you can see that line there. I'll kind of bold it out a little bit just so you get an idea. This was his prediction, and you got to remember this was based on not many people in the world knowing much about Bitcoin and not actually even knowing whether it was going to stay around. But this guy predicted that this would be how it went. And without going into too much technical details, you don't need to, I don't really know. Every now and then there's what's called a halving. They halve the amount of Bitcoin, right? Let's just say that they're there. So obviously sometimes the fluctuations go with that. But my point is that this guy predicted here, and I drew that beforehand, but let's say this was the same. This is actually the way the market's gone, which has been nearly exactly the way that he's shown it. And they anticipate that it'll be at 100,000 per Bitcoin, possibly by December. So, you know, Bitcoin is here, it's here to stay, and this bot is a great way to utilize the market, which is volatile as hell. This is obviously over however many years it's been going. Again, you can see it. I don't know a lot about crypto. I don't know a lot about Bitcoin. I don't need to. All I need to know is this bot works. It trades on small margins, making small percentages, little trades up and down, up and down, up and down. And this is like the market. I'll show you in a moment. The market does go up and down like crazy. So that was a very bad drawing, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what's happening with Bitcoin right now. So how do we make money with the bot? Stay whiteboard, stay. So this is the methodology that Robin taught me, and way back when we started trading, was, let me say this is the market, right? And it might do this, it might do this. Okay, I'm hoping you can see that okay. So let's say it buys here, sells there, buys here, it sells there, buys here, sells there, buys here, sells there, buys here, sells there. You get the gist, right? B, S, B. I do have colours in there, but I haven't used my whiteboard for a while, so I don't actually know if all my reds and blues and everything are. So, when we were just day trading ourselves, we would look for a little drop in like 5 minutes. We'd look for a little drop like this and we'd go, oh, nice little drop there, we'll buy in here. Okay? And then we'd then set an order to sell maybe 200, maybe 300 more. Yeah? So we'd set that buy order, and then even if the market carried on down, as soon as it came back up, we would make money there. Because the difference between this and this was maybe 200. Not 200 pounds, but 200 in relative terms. Hey Andrea, how are you? Good to see you. And then maybe the market would come back down again, so then we'd decide, okay, it's gone through our little strategy, we'll buy again here, and then we'll set that to sell again up here. So I'm hoping you can see that it's quite a simple strategy that we're using. Buy here, sell and not be greedy, a small margin high. Then buy again, sell again, small margin high. Buy again, sell a small margin high. Making very, very small increments every single time. This is not about being greedy, this is about using a strategy, okay? And actually that makes it a little bit better on the screen when I'm doing that. So then we'd buy here, sell up here, buy here, sell up here. So you get the gist. So the reality is that the crypto market or the Bitcoin market is what we trade in. The fact that it's volatile like this and going up and down like crazy every single day, pretty much 24 hours a day, works in our favor and was working in our favor when we were day trading, okay? Because it gave us loads of opportunities throughout the day, even if I missed 20, 30, 40, 50 of them, to buy a little bit lower, sell a little bit higher, buy a little bit lower, sell it, and make little increments. You know, I was making like 5, 10 cents per time, okay? But what we've now got is that the bot is doing all of this for us. It's automatically, so just to give you an idea, obviously I'm not going to show it, you've heard it bleeping if you've been on from the beginning. What time did we start this? At just after 5. I'm going to go into my trade history. So since 5:08, it's sold 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and it's bought 3 times. So it's made 7 trades without me touching it, without me lifting a finger, and it's made me money. And that's the long and short, okay? So it's done what we've talked about here. So obviously went up and through 3 of my sells. So maybe the market went like this, up through here, and then it's come back down and I've bought a few. But it doesn't matter, my parameters are set and I could leave it running and it will just keep making me money. So, you know, it's very similar to, you know, when you go fishing, you can take a rod and you might catch 1 fish, 2 fish, you might be lucky and catch a few fish. Or you can take a net. What we're doing with the bot here is we're setting up our grid positions and we're setting our net out there, and what it does is, let me rub this out actually. No, let's leave that. So I'm going to try and draw it here so you can see it. Obviously I don't want to be too high. Just let me know if you can and can't see that. I'm going to just change pens because they start getting dry once you're using them. And I don't want you to not be able to see that. That's better. So, all I'm doing here is I'm just showing you, this is what we set up is a grid position. I'm hoping you can see those lines, okay? And let's say this one here, this is where the market price is right now today. Okay? I wonder if I've got different colours in here that actually work. No, I think I've binned a load of them. So, above here, these will be our sell orders. okay? And let's say the market was at 41,000. The numbers are irrelevant, doesn't matter where the market is. I'm just trying to give you an idea of what this does. So this would be, let's say 41,200, 41,300, 41,400, 41,500. You get the gist, okay? Now down below here, these will be our buy orders. So this is now starting to form our grid, our net, and we'll have our net spread either side, top and bottom, of the current price, okay? So now let's say this is 40,900, 40,800, 40,700. Okay, so here's what happens. I should have probably got rid of all of those extra bits, but let's say we're back over here with our market now. Let's say this is happening today. The market is here, it's coming down, it's coming down. In fact, let me start it from there. Once it comes down here and through this line, it buys. It buys at 40,700, okay? Now the bot now takes over, and because my parameters are set the way they are, it will now stick a sell order on at 40,900. So it'll put over here, this is now a sell order. It'll automatically, because it bought at this price, and because my parameters, it knows I want to take a small profit when it goes back up. So it will set a little sell order, okay? Now, if the market does come back up here, which inevitably it will, and it sells here at 40,900, I've made that small margin. So I've made a profit, okay? Doesn't matter how big your bank is, whether it's $1,500, whether it's 15,000 or 150,000, you've made a profit. Now, when it sells here and I make that profit, the bot automatically will make another buy down here. Just make that a little bit bolder. 200 less. So I sold at 40,900. The bot will now buy at 40,700. And then let's say 10 minutes later the market does come back down, comes back down here, it makes the buy order, it will automatically set another sell order. So as you can see, slowly but surely it will go up and down throughout this grid, and all the time it's replacing the red and green. And it just did another one, it's made another buy order, so that obviously the market is coming back down. But it doesn't matter to me, because my grid, my net, is there ready to catch the fish. And I'm hoping you can see that okay. It looks like you can, but look, this is just I'm trying to make it simple, I'm trying to make it easy, but the reality is, you could not know any of this. You could just trust me and know that if you set up the parameters and you trade on this amount, this BTC USD, and you invest a minimum of $1,500, you will make money every single day. Make profit every single day. I'm just trying to give you a bit of an idea of how the bot works. It will automatically, when you make a buy here, it automatically adds a sell up here, a little bit higher, small increments. Again, the system, the process is all about not being greedy, okay? And I think what happens when people trade is they get greedy and they lose their money. Here you're taking the element of emotion out of it. You're setting parameters where you know that this will work. If I buy here and I sell that, it's no different from someone selling marker pens. If they buy that marker pen for $1 and they sell it for $1.20, they made 20 cents, right? And that is as simple as this is. They bought the pen here at $1, they've sold it at $1.20. I hope that analogy helps you kind of really understand that. So yeah, any questions on how that works, and can you see that you can make money all day, every day? Andrea, no, good to see you. The minimum is $1,000 to $1,500. Yeah, $1,000 to $1,500. And the reason for that is, and we cover this all inside the training, but the reason is that using the software or using the trading platform, it's a minimum of $10 per trade. Okay, so and we want a grid, a net, our net, see all these lines, we want 100 grid lines, okay? So if you do 1,000 divided by $10, it gives you 100 lines, yeah? 1,500, I don't know if you can see down this low, would obviously be, sorry, 1,500 divided by, sorry, I did it around the wrong way, by 10 would be, sorry, it would be $15 per trade. All right, so yeah, we want a net to have 100 lines, yeah? And that means it gives you enough leeway because the market will go skyrocketing off and it will come skyrocketing down. There's certain days where it just will blow your mind. There's days where it'll be very flat and very slow and it will still make you money, but it won't really go that far. There's other days where it'll just go, you'll hear it go bleep, 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 bleep. It'll be selling through like 6, 7, 8 lines in like 10 seconds because there's some big whale somewhere selling or there's some big whale buying. And that's what's great about the market. It really is. And I've learned more in the last 6 months since we got the bot up and running about crypto, just because I kind of have been talking to Robin more. Robin's like the genius behind it all. But I don't need to know. Any single one of you can do this with our help, with the bot, with it up and running, with a minimum. And I'll tell you the minimum requirements. Let me go through these here. So, hoping that makes sense. Let's just rub this off. I don't know where my actual board rubber is in the move. It's obviously got put in a box somewhere, and I need to dig it out. This will do as a makeshift. So, minimum requirements. Minimum. So, as I said, 1,000 to $1,500 is the minimum. All right, because you need that net. Sorry, my chair's in the way. You need that net. You need 100 lines. This is so it doesn't go off the grid. Yeah, absolutely, Andrea. That's it. And even with 100 grid lines, mine and Robin's and all the other beta testers, it will go out of your grid. It's just the nature of it because the market is so volatile. 2 or 3 days ago, it was out of my grid for half a day. I didn't touch it, it came back in my grid and off it went again. You don't lose anything, your grid is just sat there. So it's like you're fishing in a really good spot for 90% of the time, and every now and then you fish over on a different part of water where there's no fish. You don't lose anything, you just wait till you come back over and you find the fish, okay? But yeah, you could of course tighten your grid and have 50 positions, but then you'd be out of your grid so much that it wouldn't be profitable. So, minimum requirement, $1,000, 100 grid lines at $10. You must have a Binance account. That's the trading platform that we use that works well with the bot, okay? That's the only one we're using right now. We don't need to have lots more. This was never supposed to be a major commercial thing. We're learning so much through all the beta testers. We've just found loads of new things, which I'll be telling you guys on the upcoming webinar. Things you think, minimum requirements, the things you don't need: no experience. You don't need to know about crypto. You don't need any techie experience. And I said to you earlier, there's nothing to sell. There's no funnels. There's no social media. There's none of all of the complicated stuff that everyone's trying to do all the time. There's nothing like that. This is just we set things up and you set it running. One thing that people are worried about. You are always in 100% control of your money. It's in your Binance account. Binance is one of the biggest trading platforms on the planet. Our bot, we don't ever touch anything to do with you. The software runs on your local hard drive. Okay, so we send you a file, you download the file, you give us a few things that we can turn it on at our end, but we don't touch it. It runs on your computer. My bot right now is on my local drive, and it talks to Binance. It talks through an API. It's got some complicated stuff in the background, but you need to know this is 100% in your control, and the software runs directly on your PC. And the other thing that I know I've been ripped off, it's not one of these pools. There was something I got involved in a while back. There's been 2 or 3 things where you all put your money in and these guys are trading for you and you all take a little percentage. It's not a pool, because that is just, I'm not saying it's a scam, I'm not saying it's a rip-off. I'm sure there are some legitimate ones out there. This is not that. This is, you've got your own money in your own Binance account. You've got BTC, you've got USD, and you're letting the bot make those little trades for you. And you're in control of the bot. You could turn the bot, you could turn the profit parameters up, you could go more risky, you could do whatever you want. We're not going to give you advice, we're just showing you what we're doing. And obviously Robin's been testing it since February, and we pretty much nailed the parameters that make the most amount of money in the most trades. So obviously advisable that you would start following us and copying what we're doing until you get au fait with it, okay? And it takes maybe a week of just playing around with it, doing your bits and bobs. You don't have to do much with it each day. Once every 2 or 3 days, you might have to reset it. And when I say reset it, I'm talking about take your profits and reinvest them. That's all. So yeah, there's your minimum requirements. Just get rid of that. And here's everything you get. So first things first, you get the CryptoBot Passive Profits Masterclass. I'm just going to shorten everything because it's just going to take me too long to write. And the value of that is 1997. You get the CryptoBot software, okay? And again, 1997 value. And let me just be clear here, there are obviously other bots out there on the market, there are other different platforms, there are other different ways of doing things. There's always a million different ways you can skin a cat. There's one offering going around at the moment that's looks like a very good offering, but Robin investigated it and I've done some investigation on it. This one, I'm not going to mention it, it's like $3,000 to buy, but actually you're actually running bots on a platform. You're paying a monthly amount on a platform that's not their platform. So you could go and buy the monthly recurring platform and just trade yourself. What we've got here is this is our software. No one else in the world has got this. This is literally being designed by our team, and you are in control of it. You don't have to pay us a monthly amount. We could charge you a recurring monthly amount for running the bot, and we could charge you this and we could charge that. We're trying to keep this as affordable for people as possible so they can get in and they can use most of their money to invest, okay? So I just wanted to make that clear that, we talked about it, but it's not about making money for us. It's really is, Robin's a multi-millionaire. I just want to get this in the hands of as many people as possible. We could charge, the other companies are charging between $49 and $150 a month for softwares. Okay, we're not doing that. Okay. You get step-by-step weekly training. Step-by-step weekly. 997. You get our hands-off private community. Again, good place to ask questions or celebrate. I know one of our beta testers who set up like a week ago, he only had a $1,400 bank and he made $60 in the first 7 days. No guarantee of earnings, all those kind of things, but he took action, he set the bot up, he followed the training inside the members area, he sent us the things we needed to set his bot live. Me and him got on a call, we set his grid up, we set his net up, which I'll do with all of you, and he started trading. And he made $60 in the first, I think it was 6 days maybe, don't quote me, but so it just shows you that if you're in the market and you're ready to play, then you can make money. If you're not in the market and you're not trading, then you're going to make nothing. Also the daily resets, community 1497. So say the reset daily, 1497. And the other thing that I haven't even put on there, you get access to the members area, where literally as soon as someone's in, they could get set up in 3, 4, 5 hours, email us the stuff we need to get the bot live our end, and then you could be up and trading. Total value is about 8,482. So if you want to get involved, what would happen next? In fact, I'll leave that up there for a moment. So obviously this is brand new. This is kind of still in beta. We've tested it ourselves. Friends and family have tested it. This isn't about testing the legitimacy and the profit anymore. This is just about us finding other things that happen, other errors. And we've found loads from our last group, about 20 people got involved. And there's minor errors, just things like timestamps. So it's just sold. So remember I said a moment ago it bought, so it's just sold 200 more, so I've just made money. And what was I saying? Yeah, so there was a timestamp error. So the bot will email you an error, and then you can talk to us. And I'm now compiling a list of things that we already know it can happen with the bot. And it's the timestamp one is basically where your computer hasn't been synced with its time to the internet. And when the bot tries to make a trade, Binance says to the bot, well, hang on a minute, your time it's wrong, I can't make the trade. So something as simple as that, you go in, and there's a video I've got in the training where I show you, go and sync your time again, boom, away it's go. So, this is in beta. The members area is not 100% completed. All of the training is not 100% done. So, if you get involved today, it's not all going to be perfect. It's not going to be finely polished like normally everything is. We will never give any financial advice, no tax advice. There's no guarantees on returns or monthly profits. I've shown you Robin's percentages for September. They may be up in October, they may be down. That's not in our control. The markets are the markets. But what we do know is that if your bot's running and your grid's set, it's going to be making money most days, nearly every day. But I'm trying to really be cautious and make sure that you don't think we're promising you the earth. And then after you've joined, within a few hours, you'll get access from Groove to the members area. I've built the members area inside of Groove, and that'll be an email from info@groovedigital.com. You would need to check your spam. Most of those are going in people's spam folders. Secondly, I would recommend you don't go out and buy a load of Bitcoin. You don't go and order a brand new car or a new house and get the missus to go and spend all the money that you think you're going to earn. That's just obviously stupid. You wait until you get in the members area, you follow the training, and you make sure you don't go and do anything silly, and you then go and log into the members area and start to set up your bot. So there's 4 different options to get involved right now with us. And again, we've modified these. These have changed since we did the first beta launch 3 weeks ago, and I did tell people, if any of you were ever watching that, then I did tell them that the price would never be as low as that again, but because we are still in beta, we are still giving people a ridiculous offer. So 4 options. Option 1. I don't know why I did a funny one. A lifetime payment of 1997. Okay. An ongoing loyalty payment, or a royalty payment, if you were, of 0.025 per trade, which is so minuscule. It's kind of like if you made $1,000 profit in a month, it would be like $5, $10 that you would pay us at the end of every month. And this is paid after you've made profit. Okay. Option 2 is a 3-pay. Option number 2, you can do that over 3 split payments of 788. And then the same, this loyalty royalty fee. And again, you've got to see here, this is us trusting you, because someone could make £1,000, £2,000, 10 grand, and they could tell us, could flip us and tell us to go and do one. So we're trusting people. Option number 3, and this for me is the best deal. You can pay the 1997 lifetime payment, and just set up a new Binance account through our referral link. And basically Binance will give us a little slither. Doesn't cost you anything. It's just like any affiliate program. They're going to give us a small slither of every single trade you do, which kind of is about the same as this. Okay, so you can see why this one makes much more sense. It means you keep all of your money. You're trading all of your money. You're not paying us at the end of every month. You set up a new Binance account through our referral link, and you never have to pay us anything ever again. And I don't know how long that will be alive for, because I said we potentially could charge people a monthly amount and all those other things. We're trying to keep it as easy as possible. Or you can do option 4, which is the same as option 2, but it's 3 pay, and again, no ongoing payment. It's just the set up a new Binance account. Okay, like I say, we're trying to make this as simple as possible for people to get in. But because we're still in beta, what I'd like to do is get feedback again from new people coming in. The early adopters got in at the best price ever. This will be the second best price. We're basically going to give you a 50% off as a beta tester. So 50% off all of those prices. So 3 payments is like 344, or it's 998 lifetime payment. So for someone that's going for option 3, it's a 99850, I think it is, lifetime payment, never pay us anything ever again, set up a new Binance account through our referral link. We'll get a little snippet, a little kickback from Binance, and you're happy because you're earning money every single month. We're happy because we get a small little slither over the next month, and we get you trading, we get you earning money. And you can, I don't think, actually, I'm doing this because we're doing this training. I don't think this is live, but I'm going to put what would be the link. So I'm just showing you what you would do. Crypto bot masterclass.com. Not very good.com. And this is what I would be delivering on the main webinar, /discount. So /discount. And that will have a coupon code on that page, CBPPP50, and then once you go through that page, you will then come to the order page where you put the coupon code in, and it will half the price for you, 50% off. Okay, as I say, this will be, and I don't think that's live for you guys if you're watching this on the replay, but you can check it. It may be live at that time. Ideally, I prefer you to come on the proper webinar. We can give you much more information. Robin's going to be on there. He's going to be talking you through more stuff. I really wanted to show you today how to do a whiteboard webinar, and this is kind of it. So it's been about 47 minutes, so we're kind of really, that's where you'd be wrapping up now. It's just bought again. So throughout this 47 minutes, you can see it's been buying and selling the entire time, making money. The other thing I didn't add on there as well was we're also giving everyone, all of the beta testers, a fast start action bonus, a full one-to-one setup consulting call with me. We'd normally charge $500 for that. Once we go officially live, we won't be doing that. It'll be up to you to go into your members area, download all the files, change all the coding in there, and do it all yourself. Whereas at the moment, because you guys are all beta, I want to give you as much support as I can to get you up and running, and to see the profits start generating. And to give you an idea, one of the guys who posted in our Facebook community, whatever the profit was that he'd made in the first 15 days, and he said straight away, if this carries on till the end of the month, I'm putting another 5k in. So everyone's the same. When I first started with the bot, I kind of put $1,000 into it, and I kind of saw it, watched it, and okay, let's keeps spitting me up profit. That's nice. And then I've slowly but surely, I'm now up to, I think, 3K. I've got other monies and other cryptocurrencies which I don't want to move from. But for me, I'm now going to start putting every bit of spare money I've got into my bot because it's making me profits every single day. And if I go back to those percentages that I showed you earlier, 51% annual percentage increase on the capital, and that's over 2.5 months. As I say, no guarantees, no, but 5.42% on that month of September. 0.1%, I think Janice said, is the profit that you can get. Sorry, not the profit, the interest in a bank, which is just absolutely embarrassing. So yeah, that's it. That's how you would run a whiteboard webinar. Okay, now for you could put a little bit more time and effort into it. I really did kind of throw this together. Didn't even get the whiteboard in the right position. I would recommend having the whiteboard on the wall, or if you're using a smaller one, you could use it to draw things out. I'd probably make better notes, and I'd try and have the notes behind the camera, and you're just going to deliver to your client, and people will tell you what they think, and you want to find out what they think. So if you are watching this on the replay, there's only a few of you left on live now, you can go to that link if you want. In fact, if anyone's on live now, you can go and try it, cryptobotmasterclass.com/discount. Let me know. It should come up with what you get, everything that's included. It'll have a little countdown timer there to enter your email. That's me just making sure I've got your details. Then it will send you, it should send you through to the order page, and you can double check. I don't think that discount code is live yet. If it is live, you can go and buy. If it's not, then you can wait to the webinar on the 21st of October, which we are running, and that will be a full-on proper webinar. Myself and Robin will go into more detail. We'll show you our live accounts. We'll show you our live trades. I can't do it on a whiteboard webinar because I want to stay face to face with you, and I just want to talk you through what you're going to get. But that'll be, if you're skeptical in any way, join us on the webinar. And the webinar link is literally cryptobotmasterclass.com. So you can go and register for that for the 21st of October. I think it's 6 p.m, 5 p.m, 7 p.m. Not quite sure. We're just finishing everything off for that now. This webinar will have more information, we'll have more details. Last time we just kind of threw it together, but the crux of it is 20-something people still dived in because they could see the value. They could see inside of our accounts live. They could see the trades happening live, without us touching it. As I say, the trade history there, I think it's just made another couple of trades since and it's pretty much, it's done what we showed earlier. So if I look back, so when we started the webinar, it was down here somewhere. And this is how crazy it is. It did that, that. Then it had a big spike, came down, big spike, came down, and then did that, down, and now it's going back up, and then it's come back down again. But this is what it does. Well, I know you can't see just yet. This is what it does all day, every day. That's pretty much what it's done in the last, whatever we've been on, maybe an hour. And it's all within, it's between 42,900 and 43,500. So it's gone through like maybe 10 different trades whilst I'm sitting here talking to you, doing a training. It's still making me money, and it still excites me. I wake up in the morning, I come in and have a look, see what profit I made. I do it before I go to bed. I check to make sure that the bot's the application is not logged out or anything. That's all I have to do. And actually, when I first set it up, I went to Portugal and I came back and it made profit over the 5 days I was away. You could go away. I'm away at the end of this month in October the 26th. I go to LA. I go to GrooveCon. I've cancelled the Marketers Cruise, so I'm not going on that because I don't want to have a COVID injection. But I will be leaving my computer running for the entire time, and it will possibly make me, I don't know what it'll make me, but it'll make me profit every single day. So that's it. Any questions, please pop them in the chat. If you are watching this on the replay, again, feel free to pop your questions down in the chat. I'm probably blocking that, but you can probably see that's what the grid has done. It's literally like this all day, every day. It's kind of hilarious how volatile it is. But this is why this strategy works so well. We're not being greedy. We're taking small little bits, like 10 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents. You know, the bigger your bank gets, the more you'll make per trade, but it's always the percentages. And all we're looking for is lots of ups and downs, lots of ups and downs. So yeah, it's exciting stuff. It's probably the thing that myself and Robin be focusing on for the next, and Robin's a multi-millionaire. He's got a huge business. He does not need money. This is a bit of a play thing for him, but he sees the potential that we can help so many people online, people who've been online trying to make money for many, 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 many years and have bought this program, bought that program, bought any other program. You know, tell me in the chat if you have bought a program in the past and you've never used it, or you've used it and it didn't work, or you've used it and you didn't make money. Because I know the answer. I 100% know the answer is that you've bought it, you've either not used it, you've never opened it, or you've followed the train, it didn't work. With this, if you bought today, if that code works, and you set your bot up over 24 hours, in 24 hours time, you'll make a profit the day after. That's the reality. Andrea, Jay, will the prices change before the webinar? Potentially, yeah. Potentially, because they're only going to be going up at the moment. As I say, the very first one we did, they were lower. They're going to go up for the next webinar, and then after that, we're probably going to have enough. It's looking like probably the next webinar we're going to have maybe 500, 600, 700 registrants, because I've got lots of different affiliates promoting on this one. So the reality is that we'll probably fill all our beta spots, and then after the October 21st webinar, we'll be into full price then. Okay, and so don't wait if you're thinking about it at the end. If you've got any questions, then also just email me down below here, or comment down below, or email me at support@funnelsqualified.com. I'm happy to answer any questions, any reservations. I know on the first webinar, Robin, as I said, he's not an internet marketer. He's not even online. He's not even on Facebook. He is on Facebook, but he's never on Facebook. I nagged him the other day, but he's got to be part of the group so that he can answer some of the questions that are more technical. And he basically, in his part in the webinar, he just basically sat there and went, look, this is my company. I'm sat in my offices here. He gave you the name and details of his company. He said, go to Company's House. You can check me out. You know, multi-million-pound company. I don't need the money. You know, this isn't about money. This is about him just serving and helping others. And it never was about that. It's me talking him into, look, my friends. And in fact, my housemate was one of the first testers because he lives with me, and we rent a beautiful, massive villa here in Spain, and he's into crypto. So he kept asking me, can I get involved? Can I get involved? I was like, no, wait. I made him wait about 3 months till we'd test it fully. His bot is upstairs now trading all day, every day. He sat there the other day and watched it made $60 in like an hour. It was just amazing. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I hope that gives you an overview of what you need to do with the Whiteboard webinar. So all you need to do to start is think about what's the solution, what's the problem you're going to solve in your niche, in your world, what's the expertise you've got. How can you put that together in a package? What are the bonuses you can give? What kind of things can you give in the members area? You can find PLR products. You can just bundle it together, think of a price. If it's $2,000, decide that you're going to do a half price for those beta testers, and you're going to tell them, like I'm telling you now, not everything inside the members area isn't done. 90% of it is, but you know, I can't charge the full price for it yet because I'm still adding different modules in there. We're still adding additional training. So it's wrong of me to try and charge you the full price. And you would be the same. You'd tell your client that this is why it's a beta price. It's going to be on this Whiteboard webinar only, you know, and you'd give them, I think the discount code works because, you know, if you go to a supermarket or you're going to buy a new jumper or new jeans, there's nothing better than seeing a pair of jeans for $120 and seeing that they're 50% off. Even if they were $60 in the beginning, you don't know that. Your brain just goes, what a deal that is. So I would recommend that you put your package together, you cover what you're going to cover inside of the package, you give them the breakdown, here's the offer, here's the link, And by the way, let me know, anyone who's still on live, if that, when you go to the cryptoblockmasterclass.com/discount, once you pop your email in, it's got the coupon code there. Let me know if it works on the next page. I can't confirm or deny whether that is live, because obviously we're preparing for the October launch. I just don't know is the honest answer. So it'd be interesting to find out before we wrap up. And I'll have a little mouthful of drink. I can stop my countdown. Obviously I've stopped doing the webinar probably about 10 minutes ago. So about 35-40 minutes that was. So yeah, let me know if there's any questions in there about the whiteboard webinar method, and if anyone has, if you can just quickly go and have a quick look and tell me about the discount code, and if the discount code is working, you can buy. You can buy right now ahead of the webinar on October the 21st, because what's the date today? You can start trading tomorrow and start making money. It wasn't about that. It was more about just showing you how to do this. As I say, I don't actually know if that is going to be working or not. It looks like there's a few of you on here live. In fact, as I'm sat here now, let me just go and look. /discount. Okay, so the discount page is, so that was the discount coupon that we did for the first webinar. So that's all. I'm not sure of whether that now will be on the new Groove sale pricing. So I'm just going to go through there with my email. Okay. And that should take you to the next page, and that is the original page we used. Yeah, you can even see the countdown timer has stopped because obviously it ran out. The original offer we had run out. We only gave people, I think it was 7 or 8 days to get in at the early bird pricing. The prices the team had changed, I knew that, but if I try and grab that coupon, this will tell. So yeah, down below all the prices and the options, there's a little button that says have a coupon code, and there's a little bit of text next to it that says click here. I'm just going to paste that in there and click apply. Okay, so that is, okay, so the team have already set that up. So that is live. If you want to get in ahead of the webinar, the official webinar, then you are welcome to. If you are, yeah, there's a few things on that page that we take off, but the 4 offers there are actually live. You're welcome to dive in. And if you want to promote this as an affiliate, we're just testing right now as well. You probably see on that page, oh no, I haven't given you my affiliate link, but the affiliate program is working. We're going to be doing a 40% commission on that as well. So if you have got people in your world, or you've got a list that you feel would like to see this, and you want to make 40% commission on it as well, you could make your buying price back in 2 or 3 sales. So yeah, email me privately at support@funnelsqualified.com, and I'll happily share you the affiliate program. That's it, I think. I can't see any other questions unless the chat is frozen again. So yeah, let me know in the chat if you are going to attempt to do a whiteboard webinar, and invite me to your group, and I'll come and support you and comment and give you feedback, and let me know some of the results you get. It's a really good way of saving yourself 3-6 months trying to build a course that you don't really know is going to work. So I highly recommend it. It's really easy to do. You don't have to do that much prep work. A little bit more would have been helpful for me, but I'm happy that we've been able to show you. And if there's anything you need, just tap me up. All right, guys, that's it from me. Bye for now.